Welcome back, guys. This is kind of break a little bit. Welcome, another week's episode. Well, I skipped last week. Well, not really skipped last week. I just didn't. We'll get into that later. But thank you guys for tuning in. This is currently the All Drinks on Me podcast. Could be something different sooner or later. We don't know. I am your host, Antoine. Yeah, man, I'm grateful, happy to be here. It is Wednesday when you will actually see this video. Yeah, I'm happy to be here as usual, man. Happy to be here. Big things, just new things. I say that. What we're gonna get into today? As you can, well, I got a haircut, but I'm still wearing a hat on the inside because it's been about a week since I had the haircut, but still looks a little decent-ish. So I'm just gonna go with the hat for right now. But yeah, man, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you. Typically, we do this thing here every Tuesday, but we'll talk about that at the end of the podcast. But in the meantime, go back and watch the other videos, as well as if you have Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you can go back and find the other episodes and listen to them on the All Drinks on Me podcast. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I am here, man. I am here, and I am excited for this episode. As you can see, I'm excited to talk to you guys today about some different things. And I guess I'll go ahead and just kind of get into it. Typically, what we do here is what I like to do is just kind of talk about current events, talk about what's going on in the world, what's going on in, society, any maybe culture news or anything. That's generally how I've always done my podcast. Always done it just like that, just kind of just talking about what's going on in the world. A lot of stuff that I see on social media and just kind of want to get people's opinion on and just kind of think about things like that. But today we're going to do something a little differently. The last couple weeks I have ended episodes talking about my journey with Christ, as well as my journey with my self-care journey with therapy and my emotional health. This episode is all about that. This episode is all about self-care, and honestly, it'll probably just be a lot about my journey with Christ. And I'm going to tell you that now. So if you don't want to hear that, if you don't like to hear that, then you can go ahead and stop the podcast now. And if it's not something that you want to hear, then I apologize. It may be something that's how it might look like this going forward, to be honest. And we'll get into all of that in this episode. But yeah, man, it's changes need to be made, and changes are being made. I'll just keep it that way. But here we go. Let's get into it right now. I have been on a shift and a change for, I say, the last month or so or whatnot. Obviously, if you know me and if you listen and kind of read between the lines, there was a major event in my life that caused me to move this way. And sometimes that's what God does. God just shakes things up in order to bring you closer to Him. No matter what the circumstances may be, no matter what the situation is, when God calls you, He calls you. And when He wants you near Him, He does what He has to do to get you near Him. And He did that to me, man. And He made a lot of realizations in my life. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and say because God wanted me closer to Him, it's the reason I made choices that I decided to make. It's not necessarily the case. I am in therapy to figure out those choices that I'm making, and it actually has helped. I've pinpointed down a lot of the problems, a lot of the concerns, as Khadijah would say. Shout out to the great Khadijah Boyd. A lot of the concerns that I have had throughout my life, and some of the reasons why I may have done what I have done in different situations that I am not proud of. I'm figured that out and figuring that out. And now I'm just in the process of trying to make sure that I never go through these things again. Like last in it. You know what I'm saying? That is literally it. Had to call. I apologize for that. But yeah, man. But for the most part, what this shakeup did was brought me a lot closer to God. It's my faith walk, as I like to call it. I am in the church every Sunday. I am on a prayer line every morning. I am in my word every day. Every day. If I'm not reading the Bible, I'm reading my daily devotion every day. And now I can feel the shift and the change in me that I needed. And I will admit a lot of things on this episode. I wasn't as close to God as I thought I was. And I think a lot of reasons why I have failed in a lot of different aspects of my life is because I wasn't as close to God as I thought I was. I thought because I prayed at night, because I prayed over food, because I went to church, that I knew who God was. I understand it takes a lot more than that to know who God is and to learn who he is. And I am learning that. I've learned that, and I am learning that. The main thing that I am learning to do is just surrender to him. As I told y'all previously on previous episodes, I was just tired of doing things on my own and tired of messing things up. And now I understand what I did not do during those situations and how I messed up. I needed God. I did not have God like I thought I did, and I needed him. I was unsure if I wanted to do this podcast because I know what it's going to look like. And trust me, it's not that. And I also know that people who know me and people who see me, they're probably going to look at me differently now because of how I'm talking, and I get jokes and I get everything. And I don't care. I don't care about who sees me in a different light, who doesn't believe like this is real. I don't care who thinks that this is just a ploy to get something. It is not. I assure you, this is not a ploy to get somebody back in my life or get anybody new in my life. It is not that, man. I legit have surrendered to God because I have done it wrong my whole life, and I'm tired, and I do not want to continue to do it wrong. I'm 41 years of age, and this is when I decided that I need to get closer to God. And I'm hoping doing a video like this, and like I said, I've been debating for the last week and a half whether or not I should come on here and do this video. And God told me to nudge me into this. I've seen enough stuff during the day, and I've heard enough things during the week to know that this is the way that I want to go. Will this be the way that I want to go with the podcast for the future? I'm not sure. Possibly. I still do feel like the traveling thing is a thing that I want to do, so I'm still going to put that out there. But I do feel as though this is something that I need to do. And I feel as though I need to do this because I want people who are going through the same thing or who are not going through the same thing and who have these questions to know that it's never too late. Again, I'm from the country, man. I grew up in the church. My grandma made me go to church. And even when she didn't make me, I still went. So, and a lot of that was just because I wanted to get into heaven, not really understanding, not really trying to fully understand like God's power, God's love. And honestly, for me, I didn't even know the ramifications of God's love. It's something that I can get into regarding my mental health and my emotional health that relates to God's love and how that is enough. But as I stated on previous episodes, I feel as though I have to leave that for the first time when I speak to whoever that person is, who God plans on bringing in my life. It's difficult. It's difficult for someone new to it. And again, if anyone's struggling with this or thinking about doing this and they're just trying to figure out how to do it, it's simple. You don't have to go into church and just go straight down to the altar and say, I just give my life up to God. You don't got to do that. You can start by going to church and actually really listening and paying attention to some of the things. Because a lot of times God does things so you can get closer to him. When I decided to really, really surrender and really, really get into the word and really listen, those first couple of sermons, man, they was talking to me. Everything that he said about me, my situation, and a lot of that, he was just speaking to me. And anything after that, it was talking about me and talking to me. So that's how I knew I was on the right path, and I'm going to continue to be on that path. A lot of the reason why I wanted to do this video is, like I stated, I just feel like someone out there needs to hear it. I'm not on any social media. cut social media out completely. I mean, I still have my pages, but everything is on deactivation. My IG, my Facebook, Snapchat, all of that is on deactivation. So, and I felt like God doesn't want me to promote this video. So I'm not going to promote it on anything. I'm just going to upload it on YouTube, and the people who need to see it will see it. And if I'm wrong, then I'll show out being wrong. I don't know. But I'm going to upload this. I'm going to leave it there. And I am going to I'm trying to do what I believe I'm being directed to do. Like I told y'all last week, or maybe I didn't, I'm not sure. But I'm just really trying to figure out what my purpose is in life. I don't believe my purpose is just to work, just to, wake up and go to work and then go home, go to sleep, and just do the same thing over and over and over again. I believe I do have a bigger purpose. I'm not quite sure what that purpose is as of yet, but I 100% believe that he'll let me know. When the time is right, he'll tell me, and he'll bring it to me in every aspect. It's hard to fully surrender, especially when you're so used to having control of your whole life. You believe that you can fix everything on your own, you can solve everything on your own. And reality is, it's not the case. We cannot solve those problems. A lot of problems that we feel as though we can solve, we can just give them to God, and God can solve them for us, man. Sometimes it takes us to remove our hands off of the wheel and just trust and have faith in Him to get us to our direction. Someone presented it to me as, you trust, when you going somewhere, you trust GPS, and you put whatever it is, the location, and then you trust GPS to get you to the location. Why we can't do the same thing with God? Why we can't trust Him to get us to our location? Why do we worry? Why do we just ask so many questions? Why do we still try to get to the destination on our own, as opposed to just letting Him, giving it to Him and letting Him go? I thought that was very valid. And for me, as someone who's tried to control things his whole life, and to try to just make sure I can tell myself that I can handle it, I can't. And I realize that now. I can't handle it. I've made way too many mistakes in my life, and a lot of the mistakes that I've made is because I did not put God first. God was not number one priority in my life. Other things were priority, other people were priority. And now that I completely see that a lot of things that I failed in were because I did not know who He was, or who He is, and I did not put Him first. He wasn't the foundation that it needed to be. And maybe had I done that, then a lot of things in my life would have been different. But I am where I need to be. He saw this plan. He knew I would be here at this specific point. He knew I was going to make this video, and so I'm where I need to be right now. Where I am going, He knows that. I don't know that, but I'm excited for the future, and I'm excited to get to that point. I wish I could touch on other things when it comes to my faith walk and things that I've realized, but I can't do that just yet. He's telling me not to do it just yet. When I am able to do it, I believe I will be on here doing that, and I probably won't be alone when I do it. Let's just say that. So yeah, man, this is to anybody out there who is struggling with life, who's thought about suicide, thought about just bad thoughts and evil thoughts, man. The devil will try to attack your mind. He does it to me constantly. It's ridiculous the amount of times that he comes at me and tries to get me to do things and tries to get me to go down certain roads that I don't want to go on. So many things he presents to me that are not reality, but he wants me to think that they are reality just so I can react to them. He does that. And when that sometimes I get triggered, not gonna lie. It's not easy. This is a hard road. And I'm understanding, a lot of the problems that I've had within me over the years. And a lot of it could have been resolved had I just learned who God was at an earlier age and just kind of put Him first, man. Put Him first and put everything first. You know what I'm saying? And just follow Him. Again, man, I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I do believe someone needs to hear this. This message needed to get out, and it actually is going to get out. It's never too late to surrender. It's never too late to start with God. When you feel like, don't wait until you're at your lowest point to do it. you can do it before that. That just happened to be my story. My journey is I was at my lowest point when I decided that I can't do it on my own and I need God to do it for me. And I completely surrendered my life to Him. It's a lot of things that I have stopped doing. If you heard, I haven't cursed on this podcast in the last couple of weeks. No drinking, and in the future there'll be a lot of other things that I've decided that I am going to stop doing. I can't fully get into it here, but there are things that I have completely just stopped doing, man. I'm not going to denounce Kappa, so you don't got to worry about that. At least not right now. I'm not going that far, unless I have to. But again, man, it's difficult. It's difficult to put full trust into God when you're new to it because you want what you want. The flesh wants what it wants, man. We want what we want, and we don't understand that some things it just may not be God's will. If it's not His will, then it's not His will. And whatever is His will is better than what you have in store. What you think is what you want, and God says no, understand that He has something better for you, and it'll blow your mind. It'll go crazy, and you won't even know it. I fully believe that, man. I fully believe that. And if I could go into great detail about the last month or so, the last couple weeks for me, the last couple days, I would. I have someone who's on this faith walk with me. Shout out to you, Meg. And we pray together. We try to figure things out. We try to understand why certain things are happening. But the most thing is we just understand that we have to just trust God. You know what I'm saying? And God places people in your life for reasons. He places you in certain places for reasons. And He places you in certain situations for reasons. And I'm appreciative of this place that I am in right now. Had I not gone through what I've gone through, then I wouldn't have understood that I needed to surrender and I needed to move closer to God. I would never have understood that, and I wouldn't have done that. I still would have been on the same road that I'm on, not on the road to being the man that I need to be. I am destined to break generational curses within my family, within the last name Smith/Coakley. I am destined to break generational curses, and the devil knows that. And the way that the road that I was on, I would have never got there. And now that I am on the road that I believe that I'm supposed to be on, I cannot wait to get to that point to where I break those generational curses. And I can't wait to come on here and tell you what those curses are. I just can't do it right now. And I'm not going to do it right now. That's the stuff that I got to keep to myself. But yeah, man, I see it. God has spoken it to me, and I know it's going to happen. I really do. I believe it. It's different. It's different. And I know most people are not used to me talking like this. And again, there's going to be skeptics, and that's fine. There's going to be people who don't want to deal with me anymore after this. That's fine. If that's the case, then you weren't meant to be in my life anyway. So it is what it is. But this is the road that I am on. This is the shift that I am on. This is the change that I believe that I needed to be on. And I am really thankful for this time. This time was necessary, man. This is really, really necessary, because I know at the end of all of this, a year from now, when I have everything that I prayed for and everything in my life is everything plus more, and everything in my life is golden, and I'm on here for whatever reason, I'm on this camera talking to people who I need to talk to, and somebody's getting this message across, then I know I did my job and I please God. And at the end of the day, that's all we want to do. Being faithful, man, being faithful and trusting in Him. If you've heard the last couple episodes, you can see that this is kind of where I was going eventually. And I just happen to be here now. Yesterday and today, because I had a slip up Monday. Monday, I tried to put my hands back on the wheel and it didn't work. And yesterday and today really, really confirmed a lot of things for me. And it's been great, man. It's been, when you come to these realizations, when you start to feel God and feel the Spirit within you, and you can feel that change and that shift, and you can feel your trust and your faith building up. It means a lot, and it brings a lot to you. Like, I know I'm gonna be good. I know what He promised me, and I know when the time is right, he's gonna send it to me. He's gonna send, when the time is right, it's gonna be sent to me. And I can't wait for that. I can't wait to come on here and tell y'all about that. I really can't. And this ain't something that's gonna stop whenever I get sent the things that I prayed for. It's not that. This is who I want to be, and this is who I plan on continuing to be throughout the rest of my life. Because like I said, I cannot do it on my own, and I understand that. I need God. I need him. I need him like old people need soft shoes. Shout out to Perk. But yeah, man, this is exciting. I'm excited for my future. I'm excited for what it's going to look like. I'm excited to continue to do the works of God. I'm excited to serve. There's some things that I'm going to be doing off camera, but I'm excited to do all of that, man. I'm excited to walk along with God for the first time in my life. I'm excited to learn who he is as well as the kingdom of heaven. And I'm excited to become the man who I need to be. I really am. And I want y'all to do the same thing. We all go through things, man. We all go through heartbreak. We all go through deaths. We all go through grief. We all go through loss of job. We all go through all of that. And a lot of times we don't know what to do when we go through those things. And I'm sitting here telling you as a living testimony that you can turn to God and he will show you the path. He will clear everything out for you, and he will show you. He'll show up and he'll show out. It's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight, but he will show you the right direction that you need to be. And he'll show you that troubles don't last and joy comes in the morning. He'll show you all of that, yo. He will tell you, you will feel like, just like me, that you're at your wit's end and that nothing would get better in life and that you're just going to be stuck. You lost, you're a failure, you're everything. And then once you just open your heart to God and just completely turn everything over to him, he'll show you that it's not the end of the world. And this is just his plan. And he just had to do this to get your attention. He had to do this so you could understand that you have to depend on him. And you don't have to depend on no one else. You just depend on him. No man, no woman, no person, place, or thing. You just need to depend on God, and God will guide you where you need to be. You're not at where you need to be right now, but God is going to put you where you need to be eventually. And it's tough. It definitely is tough. I have my moments, man. I have my moments when I'm just like, God, like, I need help, and I don't like this feeling, etc. It's a feeling of uncomfortability, but you have to be uncomfortable in order to grow and in order to change. And when you do change, it's a beautiful thing. It is such a beautiful thing, man, to see yourself grow, to hear people tell you that they see you glow, they see you glowing, and you're just thinking like, man, a week ago I was in the dark. A week ago it's pitch black. But when you get that goodness of God and you get that his word, and you understand that everything is going to be all right because he promised you and he got you, and all you got to do is just serve and trust him. And the mistakes that you make in your past, he forgives you for them. Even when I had a hard time forgiving myself, I understand that God forgives me for that. And hopefully anyone else who I've harmed or hurt throughout my whole life forgives me as well. And if they haven't, then I pray that they actually have. But it takes time, man. It takes time, but most of all, it just takes trust, faith, and obedience. And once you understand that, and once you get to that, then you got the basics. So start today, man. Today's a perfect place to start. Today's a good time to just start depending and trusting on God, and just let go. Let go of that hurt. Let go of that anger. Let go of that depression. Let go of everything and just give it to God, man. Give everything to God and give him the glory while you're doing it. Because you don't know what he's doing to you, but he's doing something to you. And eventually you'll feel what he's doing to you. And it starts to feel good. And you understand that. You understand that he's working and he's changing you. And when you start to feel that change, you start to feel better. And you understand that your plans may not be the best plans, but God's plans are always the best plans. Whatever his plan is for you in your life, he's gonna give it to you, and you'll see. You'll understand. You'll understand why it had to be that way. And you may not see it at the moment, but you will see it when everything is over. Trust me on that. I fully believe that. I tell y'all, well, maybe I don't tell y'all, I'm not sure. But when I come on here, I don't have a script. I just come on and I just talk. Today, I came on and I just wanted to talk and speak from my heart, speak what was on my mind, and speak what I believe God is directing me to do. I have ideas that I think that He wants me to do, and I don't want to say it just yet. I'm just going to see if it actually comes to fruition. I'm just going to see if this is my calling, if this is what my purpose is, and we'll see, man. We'll see. I know why I'm doing this. If you think that you know why I'm doing this, then you're wrong. I am doing this because I want to do it. I'm doing this because I believe I'm being directed to do this. So here it is. Here I am. This is probably gonna have to change the name if I'm doing this, man. The crazy thing is, a couple weeks ago we were talking about what my target audience is going to be, and I'm still not quite sure what the target audience is, but I want this word to help somebody because it helped me. I was in a dark place, man. I was in a real bad place, and I decided to turn everything over to Him, and now I'm in a better place. I'm still learning. It's not like I just figured it out and I got it all and like, okay, like everything in life is good, but I have faith and I believe that everything is going to be good. Everything is going to be all right, and everything that I prayed for plus more, I will get. Just like Job. Job was one of God's most faithful servants, and I can't remember if I talked about this on the last episode. But Job was one. If I did, then here's the story again. If I didn't, then here's the story for the first time. Job was one of God's most faithful servants. Faithful servants. He had everything. Job was the man. When I said Job was the man, Job was the man. And God and the devil came to God. They had a conversation, and the devil said he can get Job to crack. He said, "I'll get Job to break and to curse you." God was like, "Nah, you're not gonna do that. Job is my man. Job is faithful. Job is one of them ones. Job is one of them ones. He ain't gonna do nothing." And the devil said, "I bet." So the devil went at Job, took his family, took his kids. Job had bread, took his land, took his pigs, took all of that. And Job people went to Job, and it was like, "You must have did something," his wife, "You must have did something to make God angry for him to just take all this from me." And Job was like, "No." He's like, "I didn't do anything." So it was like, "Well, you going to curse God?" Like, "No, I'm just going to be faithful and wait until everything turns out right because I trust God." Job went through the ringer. Job went through everything, and he never lost his faith in God, never lost his trust in God. And what happened when the devil said, "All right, you know what? You're right. I can't mess with Job. You got it. I'll leave him alone." And God was like, "You see, that's my man's." And what God did, God blessed Job plus more. Everything he lost, and then gave him more, man. That's what God did, man. And that's what He'll do for you. That's what He'll do for me. I fully expect Him to do that for me. He can do the same thing for you too, man. All we got to do is just trust and believe. Trust and believe with all our heart. Trust and believe with all our heart, and He's going to do it. 100% believe that. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. I'm trying to tell y'all. So this is probably, and I know I said all that just to say this is probably going to be the last episode for a while. I feel like I don't need to put up any more episodes until episode 5. Whether or not episode 5 will come out this year or not quite sure yet. I'm going to let God lead me to that. But I do believe He's been telling me that this needs to be my last episode for a while. I still do have my trip planned in December, and I still will. That may be the next episode. The next episode may be the travel episode when I'm just talking about the trip and where I went and et cetera. But this is like the last episode, at least until the end of the year. I was gonna say unless something comes up, but I don't see anything coming up like that. So this is me chilling because I kind of want to just go away. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just kind of just want to go away and continue on the path that I'm on and continue just to kind of learn and what I've been doing the last couple weeks, the last month or so. Just try to, you know what I'm saying, just continue to seek him, because I'm still seeking him. Like I said, man, I'm not a finished product yet. I'm just really just, and I'm probably never gonna be a finished product, because I'm gonna learn throughout life. I mean, the day you feel as though you don't need to learn anymore, that's the day that you lose. And I'm not gonna do that. I'm not losing ever again. I understand. And again, I want anybody out here who's hearing this, who's watching this, just today's a good day to let go and give everything to God, man. Give it to him and just watch how your life changes. Learn who he is, watch how your life changes. Make a couple sacrifices and watch how your life changes. So I'm not saying you're going to be a millionaire or anything, but you could be. I don't know. I don't know what he has planned for you. I don't know what he has planned for me. I just know whatever it is going to be good. And I'm just sitting back and just waiting. That's it. All right, man. I gave y'all 30. I think that's all I was supposed to do, was just give y'all a cool 30. I appreciate anybody who watches this. If you want to comment, feel free to comment. Definitely like, share it. I definitely appreciate it if you share it. Like I said, I know people are going to look at this and start to look at me differently. And I'm going to tell y'all straight up, I don't care. I do not care one bit. And this is what I believe I'm supposed to do. If this is not what I'm supposed to do, then I'll be directed to that. But this is what I believe I'm supposed to do. Plus some more stuff that I can't get into right now. But I get into it eventually, man, eventually. So until we see each other again, man, this is your boy, Antoine. I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Like, yeah, it's different now. I'll holla.